Hey everyone! You may be wondering about this tree back here, our Christmas tree. We actually decided to keep it up for Mardi Gras and made it a Mardi Gras tree. That's why it's got a bead garland and it's covered with beads. It's off right now because it's the daytime, but we have a bunch of colorful lights on it and it's pretty fun. It's past Mardi Gras now, so I need to take it down. I'll probably do that after I finish recording this video, but as you may or may not already know, I have a kid who just turned 1 year old, and a popular, toy that I've seen people get for around this age is something called a Pikler triangle. It's basically like a ladder that's folded in half, so it's kind of like a upside down V or like an A shape. And it's supposed to kind of help them explore their own limitations of their bodies on their own terms. I decided that I wanted to get one for Penny, but in my usual fashion, I decided that I wanted to try making one of my own. I found some plans online and I got to work. I did change a little bit. I kind of tweaked a couple things, so I wanted to show you guys how I did that. So let's get started. I ended up using a curbside pickup option at my local hardware store. I was kind of nervous because I've never done that with wood. I'm the kind of person that likes to go through and pick through the wood pile and try to pick the straightest boards with not a lot of knots in them. But of course, when you're doing curbside, you're at the whim of whoever is putting your order together. So yeah, I was a little bit nervous, but it wasn't too bad. They were a little more knotty than I probably would have picked myself. In the end, all of the wood that they got me was usable. I cut the wood and the dowels down as per the plans. And I did some really great camera work and placed the camera where whenever I started cutting, you can't even freaking see anything, so sorry about that. I had two 3x1 inch by 6 foot boards that I cut down. One I cut in half to make two 36 inch long pieces, and one I cut into two 32 inch long pieces. Then I cut 13 dowel pieces, 29.5 inches long. They suggest using 1 inch dowel at least. The store was out of 1 inch dowel when I was shopping, so I got 1 1/4 inch dowel instead, and it worked out great. And finally, I cut the triangle pieces. Here's where I began to stray a little bit. In the plans, they used an oak board, but I had scrap plywood that we had laying around that would have worked just fine, so that's what I used. First, I cut it down to 2 pieces, 9 by 10 inches. In the plans, they say to measure into the middle on the short side and then cut the angle from that mark. So you would go to the 9-inch side and then mark 4.5, and then from that cut a 30-degree angle from that mark to the edge. But it wasn't lining up like it was in their photo, so I turned it and went from the middle of the long side, and it matched up like it should. So on the 10-inch side, I measured to the middle. I set my miter saw to cut a 30-degree angle and cut from that middle mark down towards the corners. My saw was too small to make this cut in one go, so I had to carefully flip the piece over, line the cut up, and, well, cut. And there we go. Now to round everything off. I had a measuring cup that worked perfectly to mark the rounded ends. I marked the ends of the 1 by 13 inch pieces and the corners of the triangle pieces. On the top of the triangle, I used the whole measuring cup to mark the rounded corner. One of the 1 by 3 inch pieces is going to line up to the top of the triangle, so you want it to be the same kind of curve. And for the bottom corners, I used the cup as a guide, but I didn't make the round as extreme. And then I used a disc sander to round these edges. In the plans, they used a jigsaw to kind of knock those edges off, and then they sanded them smooth, but I didn't want to go digging around and get our jigsaw out, so the disc sander it was. Then I set the sander plate to a 45-degree angle and used that to round the sharp edges. Originally, I was going to use a router to do this, but I already had the belt/disc sand combo thing out, so I figured I could just bust all this out while I had this sander out and not have to go digging for the router. And it did the job just fine. Then I used an orbital sander to give it a good sanding all over. When that was done, I measured and marked where the holes would go for the dowels. I basically just followed the plans. With the longboards, you measure 1 1/4 inch away from the top, and then from there mark at 5-inch increments. And then with the short boards, you measure 2¼ inch from the top, and then again 5-inch increments from there. Then I took these guys to our poorly lit woodworking room to use our drill press. You can get away with using a normal drill for this, but we have a drill press, so why not use it? I put in a 1 1/4 inch Forstner bit and set it to go down about 1/4 of an inch into the wood, and then I made a hole at each mark. I'm going to screw the dowels into place, so I changed the bit to an appropriately sized bit and drilled all the way through the middle of the holes. Ideally, I would have glued and clamped the pieces together so it would look all nice and neat and untouched on the other side, but none of our clamps were long enough to do that, so I had to use screws. So to hide the screw heads, I decided to countersink the screws and cover them with dowel plugs. I switched the bit to one that was the same size as the dowel that I was going to use to make the plugs, maybe like 1/8 of an inch down, into the existing holes. Now I was ready to assemble the sides of the triangle, aka the ladder portions. I stuck one of the dowel pieces into one of the holes and screwed it in place. Then I repeated that all the way down this section of wood. I took the matching length of wood, made sure it was positioned correctly, the top at the top and the bottom at the bottom, and then I started matching the dowel pieces to the holes, and then screwed them in place. I repeated this process for the other half of the triangle. I cut little chunks of dowel and glued those into the holes the screws are in. But I did skip the top 2 screw holes of the long section because they were going to be covered by the triangle piece anyway, so there was no real reason to cover those screws with the dowels. When those were dry, I used a saw to flush cut the dowel bits. I need more practice, or a better saw for this. I always end up cutting into the wood a little bit when I do this kind of stuff, and yeah. So now I have cut marks on it, but if I liked sanding more, I could probably sand it all the way so that you couldn't see them anymore, but anyway, then I sanded it to a smooth finish. So when I sanded this, I took it outside and I put it down on our concrete driveway. And the wood that I'm using is pretty soft, so it got a bunch of dents and stuff from the rough surface of the concrete. It was pretty annoying, but I did hear a tip where you could iron over the dents with some wet washcloths, and the steam and everything will kind of make those dents pop up. So I decided to try it, and it did a pretty good job. You can still see the dents, they're still there, but they're way better than what they were. And if I was painting this thing, which I'm not, but if I was going to paint it, you might not even be able to see the dents after that anymore. So that was a pretty good tip. Anyway, now I attached the long ladder pieces to the triangles, making sure they were oriented the same way. Then I lined them up, drilled 2 pilot holes going in from the inside of the ladder piece down into the triangle piece, but not all the way through. And then I used a bigger bit to widen the hole so that I can countersink and stick a dowel in like I did with the other screws. And then I screwed them together. And like I said, like the previous ones, I cut some dowel, glued it in, and then sanded that smooth. And now finally the trickiest part, at least for me, this is where the specialized hardware comes in. I used 1 inch, I believe, post screws, along with 4 washers, and I also used 1/4 inch threaded inserts and 1.5 inch bolts that matched those inserts. So you want to attach the short ladder side to the triangle in such a way that it can hinge open and closed and fold closed nicely, but then open up where it's still flush with the side of the triangle, if that makes sense. My original plan was to take a piece of cardboard and cut it to the same size as the triangle, and then use that to help me position it, because if it's just a piece of cardboard, I can put as many holes in it as I wanted. But the impatient and overconfident side of me decided to shine through, so I just went ahead with going right into the triangle. I held the short ladder piece in place where I thought it should be, and I drilled a hole that was as big as the post screw. I used my Forstner bit to countersink this hole a little bit on the triangle piece and on the inside of the ladder piece. because I wanted to hide it similarly to the other screw holes, but since this is going to have a washer, I needed the hole to be a little bit bigger, and I figured I have a big dowel already and a Forstner bit that matches the size, so I could just use that to make another hole and plug that up. So I used that to make the hole, and then I ended up using a spade bit that was a little bit bigger than the washer, and I countersunk that a little bit until it was enough so that I could screw the post screw together. So after I screwed all of those together, eventually I glued some sliced big dowel pieces in to cover the post screws and washers to hide them and make it look all nice and neat. Anyway, now, to keep this thing at the right position when it's open, I opened the triangle until the ladder edges were flush with the triangle edges, and then I used a drill bit that was big enough to fit the bolt. I drilled down through the triangle until I hit the short ladder piece, just enough to mark it, and then I switched the bit out to a size that the threaded insert calls for, and I drilled down a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch, making sure that I didn't pierce through. Then I installed the threaded insert using the provided Allen wrench. And then I repeated this on the other side. So now I can stick the bolt and thread it into the insert, and this thing is held open. Now you'll notice that the bolt sticks out a bit, and I did this on purpose because I wanted to add knobs, and I needed a bit of that bolt for the knob to grab into. So on to the knobs. I used a scrap of the 1x3 to make the knobs. I ended up making 3 of these just in case, but I only need 2. So to start, I used a hole saw and I drilled into the board right up until the edge of the hole saw started biting into the wood, basically just to mark where the circle is. From here, I eyeballed how many divots basically I wanted the knob to have. I wanted it to have 3 so that it would have 3 points, so I marked those along the circle. You can probably get all technical and measure this stuff out, but I didn't want to figure out the measurements, so I just eyeballed it. Then I took a Forstner bit and drilled out those spots completely. It starts to look a bit crazy, but it ends up working out. Before cutting them out, I put a bit that was a teeny bit smaller than the head of the bolt, and I drilled about halfway into the wood in the center. I switched back to the hole saw and then cut these all the way through. The bit in the hole saw actually ended up being the correct size to thread the bolt through, so that was nice. I threaded the bolt through, pushing the head of the bolt into the hole. To help me really get it stuck in there, I ended up using the drill press to help me push it down as far as I could. Since the hole I drilled was a teeny bit smaller than the head of the bolt, it wedged into the knob so it can't move anymore, which was nice. I was going to use like epoxy or something like that to get it to stick in there, but it actually stayed like this on its own, so that was great. Then I plugged up the hole with some more dowel, just like I've been doing, and then I used my disc and belt sander to shape the knobs. Then I screwed in the knobs, and there we go, it's all done. I decided not to finish this with anything. I wanted the raw wood look, so here it is. I'm pretty dang happy with how this thing turned out, and I love that I took the time to countersink and hide all of the screws and other hardware on this thing. I think that it just makes it look that much nicer. Eventually, we're gonna do the little ramp thing that you usually see these things paired with, but for now, I think the triangle on its own is enough. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like the video, please leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all of that good stuff. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!